ones that totally.
Yeah, were you a little bit that way too, Carl?
Oh, 100%.
Oh, okay, it wasn't just me. I thought, I'm gonna ask Carl.
We're not in the working years. Yeah, I definitely thought Mr. First I thought
Look
Mr.
at
Ray
this
was the
spam
most.
text I just got. It's a
Very
notice of a
also
hearing in
what
the
the
city of
district looks like,
Chicago
especially outside of
for a
the county.
traffic violation
And
for tomorrow.
now, the
That's
part I find
a good
most
one.
intriguing is that Mr. Vito
That's a good one.
is
No, that was kind of, it's always establishing a violation.
Did you want to ask?
And it was not,
You also came in the other door.
and
I was just, I had a hard time choosing.
Oh, no. Hey, presidents.
Mr. President, how would you feel about delaying the beginning of the meeting by a few minutes to allow Jordan and Peggy to get their headshot session?
maybe we can continue our conversation about the project.
Oh, yeah.
But he is heading up here now
She was
to take the candid shots.
Oh, we're getting candy today.
Unless I can hit him off. Unless I can hit him off. I don't think I can hit him off.
We're getting candy shots here.
She might surprise us if she meets Mary Miller.
Unfortunately,
That's probably not gonna happen.
Literally,
But,
3 minutes is
but I was, we just started with my house. Yeah.
I give her
No,
credit
you definitely
that she was
should
the
see,
one
and
that
I
was
just
the,
forgot, my brain is completely
from the race.
Oh, no, there
She
was,
was running
she
for-
must have
I
done.
thought,
Maybe she just had kind of an off night.
Well, I've seen her speak several speeches.
Oh.
I feel like I can handle.
Normal for her.
Oh,
Mine could be worse.
Yeah.
Well, it's just,
You
I
know,
have another book called
my car.
Secrets of the Flesh.
The Story of Colette.
Politics.
And I don't even know who Colette is.
The font.
Yes.
Yes.
It was a lot of things.
Or brass, or anything like
okay,
that.
can you guys, can
But you
Peggy and
gotta
Jordan,
have-
can you, go down?
I guess that's what
I'm
I was
looking for
glad.
some data when we're talking about moving. I mean, going back.
Oh, no, that's okay.
I want to
so you
go.
know, so you know where you're going.
It's a giant blue wall on the first floor.
Like I said, I
Can't
know
miss it.
Jennifer took about 13,000 votes for him, so.
Yeah.
Little girl, you should make comics.
Yeah.
House
That's
was-
what you're drawing.
So,
Yeah, I was.
I'm glad I ran, but I was like,
Why everybody leave it?
They're taking pictures.
You have to go to those
I already took
pictures.
pictures. Mine
Did you do some posts like?
That would be three.
so that's what.
I like the cat war process. Give it a go.
Carl, I was looking at election results the other night. I said, look, there's Carl.
Oh, yes.
What'd you get elected for?
I really like the county board.
Oh, okay. Congratulations. I clearly did not vote.
I just don't pay attention to the unopposed ones.
I
So I'm just
voted.
like, whatever, they'll get it.
I voted for something, but
Yeah.
I don't think it was that.
You
Yeah,
voted
yeah,
for
I
Trump.
would go on the back side. Well, what's that county one?
Maybe that's why.
Yeah, you
The
probably-
south side.
You probably had somebody.
So
Well, depending on the south side, I wouldn't go there, but it depends on how south it is.
I literally do not.
How south am I going?
I mean, I have the inner city district in large part, so.
Oh, I have South Shores.
South.
Then we're trying to figure out how many votes Mary Miller actually win.
Not say
They
cheese.
said the Republican turnout wasn't that great, but, you know, it was a primary. So,
Say cheese.
Go away.
Smile bigger.
Okay, there we go. I think
You're not pretty enough.
I gotta slide.
Smile bigger.
I'm in pain. Go away.
No, go smile bigger.
No, go away.
I got that. You got her ears.
Oh, come on, iPhone.
I got her math face.
Oh, man.
Sorry about the, asking you to call an audible.
I think we're deep in our political conversation with the primary.
Yeah, well, I didn't know that as soon as I claim a party that I get a ballot that only has them people on it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just for the primary.
My dad picked he picked his opposite party last time to vote against someone, and he said he's been waiting for this one to redeclare his party because he's getting all this mail and he's
I
getting
bet you
pissed.
he is.
I've been tempted to do that a couple of
He
times.
said-
I don't want to throw you off.
He said it was not worth it.
It wasn't.
Yeah. Well, I
He said
said
would not
I wanted to
recommend.
vote for the sheriff, but I couldn't.
I've never voted in the primary.
Vote for the
Really?
sheriff.
Yeah.
I figure to me, that's an internal party discussion, and I've never
That's true, that's good.
affiliated with a party, even though I really have.
Who won the sheriff?
Technically, not fully declared, but it'll be Joker.
It'll be red.
Yeah, so with the way
We're running
that
against
writing candidates work, that won't be
Write-in
announced until literally 2
Like,
weeks.
you just have to do some math.
Yeah.
Well, the thing
He has
about
more
it
than
is,
half the ballots that were submitted.
I don't
so-
know why he didn't turn in his stuff on time, and I'm sure there's a great story about
He
that.
turned it on time, he didn't number the pages.
Are you kidding? That's what it was?
Yeah.
Which is even wilder because he's supported by several establishment figures that have definitely run the process before. So why they didn't enlighten him and or assist him with the filing process, because that's the very first hurdle, if not, almost the biggest hurdle.
You have to dot all your i's and cross all your
And
t's.
that happened with a very prominent mayoral candidate a few years ago.
Yeah.
They number the pages?
No,
Yeah.
she just didn't fill out everything she had to fill out.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah,
also
they're
not
very-
a lot of documentation.
Yeah.
So it does speak to a certain.
That's what I said,
authority.
listen.
Attention to detail.
I don't,
You gotta
And
follow.
someone who has money that can do it for you, too? Come on.
Because you know you have to file yourself.
Guys,
No.
the sheriff races were the most interesting races in all the
Oh, I
counties.
know.
I was-
Well, it's
Yes.
funny when
Yes.
Chubby Brown was running because I had a hamster named Chubby Brown.
So,
Why is
I
your
told
hamster
him, so during the primary, I told
He is
Chubby that he should have hooked up with Butts, and they should have,
Chubby butts.
they should have said they run as co-sheriff as vote for Chubby Butts for.
They would've gotten everyone.
Yeah. Well, since primary day was on St. Pat's Day, my motto for the day was get drunk, go vote.
That's right,
You know?
that's right.
Now, if they get it on 420, it would be get high and go vote.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That could be interesting, it could be a long process of voting.
We had a June primary during the COVID times, so we moved all the way back to March. Did you get photos of that guy? Water.
She's
I was
already.
having a wardrobe malfunction.
I understand.
Her photos.
Understand.
Last week, mine. When I was
Understand.
in Columbia, Missouri, there's a small town in Columbia called
I
Ash,
had a shirt in my car.
and this one radio station
But musical.
put on these commercials about the Heine Winery,
Oh.
The strap on.
and it was run by brothers Silver and Red.
I like it.
Complete satire. And I knew people in, they said even with the number of people that come into town and stuff like that.
Well, I layered it.
Where's that
Like, I probably get
Girl.
But they would just go on and on and on.
Like yesterday was
Don't
like
worry,
cold snow
yeah.
around when I
Yeah.
left my house.
And
And by the time I was.
there's a real town in Oklahoma called Hooker. And we have a elevator there, an Indian elevator, and I went out there and they have a store where you can buy merchandise. I bought a shirt that said Hooker, Oklahoma. It's a location, not a vocation.
That was super great. That was super great.
Yeah, yes.
Which to your point, the second person under Miller almost got just as many votes as the top that got did, so yeah, it's for a primary, as you said at that, so very steep hill to climb. It's concessionary issues.
Mary,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
get one again.
The way it's.
Handedly, she got 64,000 votes. And the person under her got 12.9, which is just like 500 votes more, or it's 500 votes less than what the top of the did. So.
Hurtful.
Yeah, that's really bad. That's
Well,
really
very
bad.
You know?
Districts.
I do have. She does have her nose straight up. Sorry.
children.
I know, that's, I just kind of remembered that last minute.
Because some of the candidates when we went to the forum, were showing me on their phone stuff that Mary Miller did introduce a piece of legislation banning strippers in schools.
Just in case.
Oh.
Just in
Huh.
case.
Yeah, you can't be careful.
Yeah.
But what if a mom with a stripper goes into the school
We want you to read to the kids.
to talk about her child? Her occupation is stripper, but she still has a child in that
Does
school.
that mean the schools will have to take down their stripper poles?
I mean,
Read
I
that
was like, I didn't even.
And also, is it
this.
female strippers or male strippers too? Are we equal opportunity screwing around with this, or are we only hitting
At least she's a
one
serious
batch of
legislator.
strippers?
Yeah, yeah. She hasn't brought a dime to the,
I have emailed from
you know,
her.
district
She
or
did
anything.
not email me back.
She's a,
Dick Durbin has emailed me back twice. I think he's tired of me.
That's why he's retired.
Yeah. I'm like, well, and that's why I'm blowing him up. You doing what you want to do because you close to
He's
retirement. I'm doing what I'm
he's
doing to
laying
you
down
because
right
you
now.
close to
He gave
retirement.
me half-hearted response, canned responses, like.
Yeah, they're very canned
Just blow
responses.
it, you're going up, no, blow it all up.
Yes.
Yeah.
he did, I think he did say something, and I can't remember exactly what he said, but he basically read the guy the riot
He's
act.
finally voted against.
I'm tired of
the
hearings.
appointees.
I need indictments. Tired of this.
Tired.
I need trials. I don't want no more hearings. I want trials.
No, they're sending the FBI to Tony's house.
Is the best.
Yeah.
Back
Oh,
to
yeah.
my-
Did I tell you about
so
this, Rick?
I'm in a dark place right now.
Tony got,
to
yeah,
Tony's
I got Tony's house.
What?
Yeah, I came to Tony's house.
So,
Okay.
too many people. Say it again.
Tony had the FBI show up at his house last week, I think,
For what?
Thursday or Friday,
For what?
to lecture him about some of his tweets on Scry and how,
Her eyes nodded.
he had made some,
You can't say that
you can't say that you're gonna drive to DC and punch JD in the throat.
So not the Secret Service, the FBI?
No, the actual FBI showed up.
FBI said you can't do that. You cannot feel like you're protected under the First Amendment
Right.
and say whatever you want.
He said.
Are you sure? Are you sure, Piggy?
Yeah.
Sure.
He basically, I guess they basically said, he didn't let him in, but so they basically stood on his porch and went, all right, so you can say this,
You
but
can
you can't
insult
say
them,
this.
but you can't say you're gonna enact violence against.
And he said, he told me he thought they were very nice.
There was a certain, you talk about guillotines.
Yeah.
Very publicly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here in.
Several years ago, yeah.
Don't know those comments trace it all the way up to the federal legislators.
Probably
not. Just the corners of El Dorado and 51.
That's what I hope. And that is
Good
bad.
use of our, federal
He had to cover our book club Tuesday, Alex was out. He said, well, I am an official library volunteer now. I said, was your background check before the FBI showed up?
Yes.
Headshots are gonna come in.
I will tell you,
We're trying to get photos of all the spaces and with people in them.
I mean, I knew he was going to, but I
He
kind of
loves
just
it.
need to
Take
say
one or
that
two
out loud.
shots of us sitting.
He's always saying he loves it.
He keeps
But they're getting
texting
there.
or he keeps
With
coming.
those two, it's just headshots. I'm surprised. Honestly, we're taking this.
I don't need to be here every day.
Rhonda gone?
I'm a volunteer, and you are a volunteer and I'm not paying you. You only have to be here on the days you said you wanted to be here.
Speaking of this, I learned this week, this is way late to the game, that if I volunteer, I just have to fill out a little form and ADM will give money to the organization I volunteered for all my hours served.
Would you like to do some digitization?
I'm like, I'm just sitting on this board, this is volunteering, but I have to do it in the year that I did it, so the past is the past. But I'm like, I just have to fill out a form, and at the end of the year, they'll write a check.
We'll take their money.
Yes, okay. So,
that.
I didn't either.
Awesome.
Donation.
Up to $1,000, I could do this for my volunteer time.
We'll take $1,000.
I mean, I don't know if I can get you $1,000, that's
Make
not
her digitize all the stuff I brought in. Here's several tubs.
Rick, can
Emily.
board members
Have
be
fun.
volunteers in local history? You don't have enough to do, right?
I don't think that would be a good idea.
Okay.
But board members already are volunteers.
Yeah, that's
Like,
true.
I would happily give you my money.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
I don't know, her other job burned
I know.
That's not volunteer though, they pay me.
Oh, okay. So the
They
person's
They
only,
paid her to
the
burn that
person's
building
only
down.
effective if you're getting paid.
Burn.
Did they figure out what
So we
caused
can
it?
begin.
Yeah, block heater and a diesel engine backhoe.
Yeah. Time
Just
to
like-
gain control again.
Oh,
I don't really understand what block heaters do, this is like some mechanic stuff, I guess you turn it on to warm the fuel,
yeah.
and
You
then,
have to keep diesel fuel warm in order for it to run properly.
yeah, so then I turn it on and it, yeah.
Fun. Fun. Yeah, so now are you doing that all from home or
No, now I've moved to the village hall.
you burn down the village
Pretty
hall?
baller.
You get yourself a backhoe and try to keep it warm at the village hall?
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to call a meeting to order here in just a second. I will say, one, I believe they're going to come in and take some photos of us having the meeting in about 5 to 10 minutes, so be warning on that. Also, there is a matter I would like to discuss with the board after the meeting adjourns, so if you wouldn't mind staying for a few minutes afterwards. Appreciate that. With that being said, we will call the meeting to order at 4:48. It's a better number than 4:47. First item on the agenda is the consent agenda, which includes the approval of the agenda and approval of the February 19th, 2026 meeting minutes.
Move to approve.
Second.
The first and the second, is there any discussion on that? Seeing none. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Appears the ayes have it, motion carries. Public comments is up next. I don't see anyone, and the podium is pushed to the wall in fact, so really signify that there's interest. All right, moving down into written communication with the public.
Yeah, I have an email I'd like to share. This is from Larry Peterson. He's a consultant in special projects, employment specialist at Workforce Investment Solutions. So I want to compliment the Decatur Public Library and the services they provide the community by renting out the Madden Auditorium. Yesterday was the third, this was dated, last Friday, March 13th. Yesterday was the third successful Workforce Investment Solutions job fair event in the last 6 months held in the Madden. With the reasonable nonprofit organization rental expense, the free exhibitors fee attracted community companies and job seekers seeking to maintain a high-quality workforce. Your services from easy reservation, confirmation, reminders, room setup, and assistance with audio-visual makes made hosting very low stress. The compliments we receive from participants is a credit to the library. Thanks for partnering.
Very nice.
Workforce, awesome. Hope that was a quite successful event as it seems as it has been. The others will move down into division head reports. Becky, would you like to start us off?
Sure, we don't have a ton of things to report, but the mural committee, now a mural committee. When did we meet, Rick? We met on
It'll be 2 weeks ago tomorrow.
2 weeks ago tomorrow, with Jamie Fowley there to discuss what we're doing and why we're doing it, how we're doing it. The grant is in, it went in last Friday, so that's done. So we're gonna get our something. We're talking about a couple of different locations. We haven't settled on anything yet. And the topic has been settled as in it will be library history. It won't just strictly be Carnegie Building, it'll be something that incorporates us throughout the years, our services throughout the years, something like that. So that's kind of where we're at with that right now.
Oh, that's exciting news.
And we're joined by Jim Rowland.
You just seem so pleased for this whole project, I gotta say.
She loves to be on another committee.
I'm going to say it this way, and Rick and I have both said this. This is out of my wheelhouse.
Gotcha.
I don't have a brain for art at all. So if I look at this and go, Jesus Christ, what? It's literally because I don't know how, I can't manifest what we want to do into writing and so that an artist can take it and put it in
Gotcha.
paper, or put it on as a render. This is way beyond me.
That makes sense.
So I'm just
She and I are both struggling with
Yeah.
that portion of
Yeah.
it, is coming up with a workable theme, but as we talked about today, maybe the best idea is to make it really, really broad and then let the artist cook.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
But yeah, Grant and I have been having a great conversation with the Illinois Arts Council representative that we have. Her name is Angelique. She loves what we're trying to do and thinks it's great. So we're getting this. It's going to happen.
Cool.
It's just the work that has to go into it.
It'll be worth it in the end.
I hope so. And hopefully everything will be done in a
And it'll
function.
still be on panels that attach. It's gonna be
Not
right on the.
Oh no! Now we've changed.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, so we discussed indoor, and a couple of one of the places we talked about was where the
balcony.
stair turns.
Oh, yeah.
I like that.
Staircase right there.
Oh, okay.
But what's the other one you wanted to talk
But the
about?
one I kind of threw a curve for today is there's a big blank wall just to the right of the local history exhibit. Since it's a history,
There's a booth there.
yeah, so it's a bigger space, easier to prepare, it's not covered with wallpaper. So I would just like to consider that.
It's just a shame that it's so far away. I mean,
It
you
is.
really gotta be in the library to even be able to see it.
It's not so front and center.
The balcony is front and center, yeah.
Yeah.
And we've made it sure with Jamie, it will be indoor.
Indoor stuff, we
Local
don't,
within, probably trying to hit Macon County. We have to go slightly outside Macon County, that's one thing, but it will be a central Illinois
and
definitely.
indoor, we don't think it would require council approval, is the other.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Well,
And
it'll
it's
last
still
longer.
lasts.
Yeah.
And it won't just fade out on the brick and then we all go, oh.
And the Illinois Arts Council is totally fine since we're a public building, they're totally fine with being indoors.
Yeah, I cleared it with them.
Oh.
So,
They're great to work with.
She's been fabulous. Yeah.
Yeah, give her the reins, just
Oh,
cool.
Jamie doesn't want the reins, they want us to do the work. So, but that's just, because,
I mean, you're on the art side, like.
yeah, no,
like your
absolutely, yeah.
artists.
But Arts Council doesn't have the bandwidth to run this,
Oh,
so we
well,
have.
yeah, especially right now, yeah.
Yeah, so, but yeah. That's it, that's all I got.
Progress.
Appreciate your efforts. I know it's a fun time with your committee every year, but we appreciate that nonetheless, so.
I'm trying here, guys, I really am.
Alyssa, would you like to hop in here?
Of course. PRS is now in our third month without an adult programming librarian. Having said that, librarians meet once a week at 2 p.m. And everybody who's there, we have kind of taken upon ourselves to come up with ideas for the 250th celebration of this country. And I'm very pleased. We are submitting requests to the Friends. There's going to be a trivia night. There's going to be a puzzle with Americana. Barry Cloyd is going to come, and he has a speaking engagement. There's just a lot of things going on. So everybody has been willing to work together to make things happen, including Rick was able to, he knows somebody locally who has a relative who has published a book. And it's going to be scheduled for June 18th, which is the day before Juneteenth. She is a person of color, and the book is LGBTQIA+.
some of you may know her, Avery Irons.
Yes. So
Michelle Dunbar's made me aware of Avery doesn't live in Decatur anymore, but it's not a self-published book, it's a published book.
So Pride Month, we've got a lot of great things happening, and so we're going to make it happen. So we're short-staffed, we don't have the programming librarian, and we're going to make it all work anyway. And that's just one of the many things I could probably talk about today, so I'll leave it.
Carol,
Thank you for your efforts too.
Thank you, yeah, I appreciate it, because that's not really my job.
She's back?
Carol, what's your?
Carol back?
She's back, but she couldn't make it.
Okay. Wow, I was unfinished. I wish you could be able to help. Fantastic, appreciate it. Go ahead, Rick.
So, City Librarian's report. So, I want to show you guys. One of the things we've been spending a lot of time on is the new website. So, this is not, don't worry about content, because the content's not loaded yet. This is design. So, let's look at our regular website. Do it kind of,
Compare and contrast.
yeah.
Side by side.
Yeah.
We can do that.
Well,
Can you?
I just want you to look, we kind of go and we scroll, and we scroll, and we scroll, and we scroll. Okay, we've got a menu up here, we've got a menu down here, we've got essentially another menu down here at the bottom. This one is, that's it.
Oh, that's all.
That's it.
Wow. Streamlined.
So calendar becomes front and center.
Nice.
Calendar events.
Yes, because I'll be looking.
Yep. Got a couple ways to, they've got this company has a 3-click rule. You got to be able to get anywhere within 3 clicks.
Oh, that's smart.
I like that.
Easy way to get to the audience you're looking for. Bottoms, the footer is not cluttered up with a bunch of stuff, just the real basics. I like, today's hours, right at the top.
I also like that. Donate.
I like
Yeah.
that.
The donate button right there. Yeah, so we've got,
Give it to me.
the look is pretty clean and,
Very sweet.
And I love the colors, it catches your eye, the bulbs and that stuff.
if you want to look at upcoming events, this is what that page looks like. If you want to click to that specifically, and if you click on a particular event, the detail page will look kind of like this. A little card. And then this last thing is kitchen sink. It's just kind of a variety of approaches we can use to
What danger alert.
for various things. Yeah.
Don't flush.
So again, this is none of the content's loaded on. We're finishing up content. That launch date was supposed to be April 20th. It's going to be May 12th instead. I think was it May 12th?
May 11.
Okay. And I've talked to our current website host, and that's fine with them. So, yeah, that's kind of been a big deal this month. I also want to show you guys, just take a quick look at the numbers. That we can. A little error with what page. That's not good. We'll talk about this unless you have questions. Now, some of these numbers are going to look weird for a while because we're tracking things differently to be consistent with the way the state does, and we didn't always. So there's some places where there's no points of comparison. But here's February. Okay. Look at the oranges this February. Everything's better, quite a bit better. So that's adult, teen, and children. Teen circ went up 45% as compared to last February. Children's up 5%, adult up 8%, for a total increase of 12.5%. This is the 12-month trend, so it's the last 12 months compared to the 12 months prior to that. All that is moving in the right direction. Again, teen is kind of leading the way. The raw numbers are smaller, but the growth is huge. 11%, almost 12%. This is what we did in 2025 compared to what my projection is for this year. Looks like we'll break 300,000, which we haven't done since COVID. I'm projecting a 22% increase in young adult, and that's based on, there are some predictable seasonal cycles in circulation. So by material type, if you look at that, books went up quite a bit, as did DVDs and hard copy audio. And then this is the electronic stuff, which is where a lot of the growth is now. too. A couple things went down, that is other, that's, which is a catch-all, but, and magazines. But everything else was just strong.
Do we need to keep tracking that one category of physical items?
We do because the state wants it, so.
Oh,
yeah, so,
okay.
yeah.
Because it just looks bad.
Yeah, it does.
And it's like, let's get rid of that, but, okay, I understand.
12-month trend is good in this stuff too, but not quite as amazing. We've seen some decline in a lot of the physical stuff. Magazines kind of leading the way. This is such a small raw number that's a misleading. The percentage wise it's misleading.
Yeah.
And magazines is declining by 9% because there are fewer magazines all the time. And this is what we had actually last year versus what I'm projecting at this point for next year. I am not projecting, even though DVDs had a good month, I'm not projecting an increase at this point. I'm projecting still a decrease. February in-library loans coming in, loans going out, all up. Some other numbers here, new patron registrations were actually down, but visitors, visitors through the security gate was down, but into the lobby was up. So basically staying steady. We're continuing to see the trend of growth. I had a very sharp, every once a month I have all-staff meetings where we sit down and have a chat, and nobody's forced to come, but everybody's welcome to come, and we had one this week, and a very sharp clerk said, I ran some numbers, and I don't think CIRC is going up. And here's what she's showing. So physical circulation, and she was just counting checkouts, so she was not counting renewals. Renewals are officially a part of circulation. So physical checkouts at the library, not e-books, not and not renewals, are actually down slightly. So keep in mind that a few years ago we did add another renewal period, but that was a few years ago. So we're going apples to apples here. The Institute for Museum and Library Services defines what a circulation is. And so all libraries are supposed to be reporting it the same way. So yes, that was Janet, and yes, Janet is correct in that one aspect. There are slightly fewer checkouts at the library than there were last year. Now, that said, our circulation is still going up, and e-circulation is driving a lot of that too. Happy to answer any questions.
We appreciate Janet's extra efforts.
I love the mayor card.
Well, I mean, her thing was it doesn't.
So she did great.
Her thing was it doesn't feel. Her thing was it doesn't feel like.
I like it.
And so she checked it, and she is correct. For what she does, which is she's there checking people out at the CIRC desk, it is fewer.
One thing, when I have any questions for Ray, not we'll move down to committee reports. Neither Sophia or Samantha are here today.
So you get to take this call?
That, we didn't have finance meeting either.
No, we
so-
didn't have one this meeting.
But yes, we'll keep it down into CPR. The first item, action item, is the security camera policy.
If I recall correctly, this was put forward with some very, very minimal more verbiage changes, nothing substantive.
And when we talk about the AI aspect, is that something that just kind of implemented already? There's a new policy change for it.
There might need to be if we get that. If we get so we're looking at a grant. I should have talked about that in my report, but we're looking at a grant for security technology, and one of the things that we're hoping to fund with that is an upgrade in camera systems and the camera systems would include AI searching capacity. So in other words, you can say, find the guy in the red hat at 2 o'clock. So if we do that, if we get that, it may be something that requires it. Or maybe we need to take it back and just get the committee and the board's blessing before we go forward with that. That's a
I like
very
being
valid
proactive
question.
instead of reactive, but, I mean, if we get the grant, are those the cameras we're gonna pick? Okay.
Almost all the upgrades have AI in them.
Yeah.
What we're not going to do is host it somewhere else. There's just one, there's more cost that way, and two, it becomes privacy
Yeah.
problematic and from a privacy aspect. I talked to one organization that came cold call us, hey, did you know about this grant? Like, yes, we did. And they have a great product, but it's hosted, the videos are uploaded to or downloaded to somewhere else. And so we just have concerns about, well, one, it's a lot more expensive on an ongoing basis, and two, we have privacy concerns there.
What would change in the policy related to AI? Like, I don't even know what that is.
I think, you know, that question is to you guys, would you want something in there that stipulates that that is okay, that we would have AI, that it would have AI searching capabilities? Maybe it's unnecessary.
Because I feel like this is talking about like the physical cameras who can access the information
Mostly,
related to them, not how the information is searched. And that's the only thing that would be AI, right?
Well, yeah, I think so. I mean, this does talk about storage.
Storage, but we're not,
but we're
the
not
storage
changing
wouldn't
that.
change.
Yeah, I mean, it's,
Yeah, so I don't know if it's
I can see it
if it's
either way,
necessary.
but if you guys don't think it's necessary, if you guys think this will suffice and cover us, if we have that, I don't know, is there a way to misuse it? I don't know. I don't know enough about it at this point. I know we were, and I told Carl about an article I read in Wisconsin, a community installed all these safety cameras around town for stoplights and such, and there was AI capabilities, and after a couple of years they decided they didn't want them anymore and they canceled their subscription. Well, they never stopped recording. The company kept recording.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yes, and as a matter of fact, they can't get them to stop recording, and that's, So, but that's,
Definitely, keep it in-house. I'm not quite sure what.
I just don't know what we would put in here that would quote unquote
well,
cover us.
I think maybe a different approach is, and this is something that Carol brought up a couple of times, is perhaps something to bring to the policy committee is just an AI policy.
That's,
Period.
Yeah.
How are we going to use artificial intelligence? That's going to be tricky to do too, because it's changing so fast, it's hard to know what.
I think having prohibitions on use is probably easier than what is it okay to use it for versus what is it not.
Yeah.
Because that, like, all AI is trained on human data, humans have biases, therefore AI has biases.
Yep.
If we're using it as a search tool, it's not an issue. If we're turning over data to law enforcement, then it becomes potentially an issue. If they're going to use it for any kind of predictive policing or things like that.
Yeah.
But we specifically say we're only going to turn it over to law enforcement to comply with subpoenas and things like that. So we're covered from that.
But it is subject to freedom of information.
valid.
Yes. But I mean, we can search for it just as easily by scrolling the wheel as we would say, okay, I want to find this individual around. If that's all the AI does, that's great. If it tells us when someone should be following someone around the space in case they might light a fire, that's when it becomes problematic.
Yeah, in my talk, I'll find out more about it, but in my talk with the salesman that cold called us, it's about search capabilities.
All
this back for other revisions down the road. As it pertains to AI, we're adopting its own policy, we'll be happy to do so, but in its current state of fashion, just would like to make a motion to accept the policy as presented.
I'll, motion to accept the policy as presented.
And I'll second.
First and second, any discussion further? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Since I signed, motion carries.
And I'm sure there are members that have AI policies that I can find and use for model strikes.
You sent out that whole site that you presented a few, like, not things in January? Yeah, because they had a number of policies, kind of boilerplate policies from other,
Yeah, I
institutions.
know what you're talking about now. Let's put the standards.
Yeah, those are the way. All right, we'll move down to the credit card policy action item. Do you believe this is just
There was talk of sending it to the finance committee, but then we said we're not going to have a finance meeting, so we thought that it could be reviewed here by the people who are on the finance committee. It can certainly
Yeah,
be
guys, we're
tabled, it can certainly be tabled and discussed next month if need be.
Well, this is a policy we've had previously before, but this isn't new, obviously, it's.
Yep,
Since
but-
2017.
But, you know, we've got a former auditor now and another finance person, so they might.
That's what we're talking about. Skills.
Well, I'm not sure if either of you have solved this prior to this moment in time, but if there's any points you'd like to hit or discuss in greater detail, please do bring us up before the board.
Hold on, I'm looking for one
Rather
thing.
send it to you guys at your own meeting.
Yeah, we can always send it to you officially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can always table this if you would
Transfer.
rather have an
That's-
actual financial meeting about it.
It's true, but also at any point in time, we'll do this well, so whatever is most good.
And this is, there's no changes.
As a side of
Yeah.
And the former CFO, current interim CFO of the city of Decatur voted to approve it a couple of times when he was on this board.
Can I just ask one question?
You can ask 6 questions, or 7 if you want.
Okay,
Take 7 is my limit.
so credit,
The 6th.
credit cards will be established at the Decatur Public Library. Cards will be issued with the city librarian's name. That would be you. But anyone can use it? Anyone?
Yeah.
Do you have to give a permission or?
It's not uncommon for it to be asked for, and that, sometimes, for specific purposes, I'd go back and forth, but I don't like it when staff have to go into their own pocket to buy things and then be reimbursed later.
Yep.
I prefer it to be on the credit card. So, they do sometimes borrow it for things like they're going for supplies for a program. That's a pretty common use. I would say the
But
most.
you have you have ownership, physical
It's in my
ownership,
pocket.
and then they say, I need it for X, Y, Z reason, it's going to
Correct.
be used probably this much money, and then you get to.
And they bring it, they have to take a tax exempt letter with them where they go to make a purchase and they bring back the receipt.
Okay.
Do we have documentation of that process or procedure?
No.
Would you agree if we wrote that down?
No,
What's expected of them?
Sure.
But that's not something we necessarily need to approve. I'm comfortable with this as is.
Yeah.
I would motion to
I
approve.
would agree.
So develop a written procedure.
Develop a written procedure.
Yeah,
An
we're
SOP,
checking it out.
One might say.
Yeah, we're checking it out, turning it back in. just to-
Standard operating
Yeah,
procedure.
because is there like,
Sounds like
only one?
There's only one.
There's only one.
Now, in the past, we had a store card for Barnes and Noble, but that has been allowed to lapse.
So the card has the number on it and everything. Does it have Decatur Public Library, or does it actually have your name?
It has my name and I believe.
Does that give you any liability?
I believe
though,
City of
Rick?
Decatur.
I don't want something to happen and.
It has my name and the city of Decatur, Illinois. It was hacked 6 weeks ago, maybe less.
Amazing.
I got a text message. I thought it was phishing, and I deleted it, and I went, the last 4 digits sounded pretty familiar. And I counted it again, and I said, oh, yeah.
I know, sometimes my finger goes to swipe.
So I was able to restore it and then stop the card, and so I'm not, as to liability, I don't know. You mean like,
Personal liability if something goes wrong, because your name is actually on the card.
my name's on the card, but the account, this region's account is a city
It's
indicator.
very common for corporate cards to have an individual's name on it.
Okay.
I've got one for the college, the boss has one, most of the VPs have one. It's pretty normal to have that on there. And it wouldn't necessarily fall back on you unless you violated our lovely fifth section here
Yeah.
and didn't use it for proper library purposes.
Oh, I was thinking that there was
I literally have nightmares that I've, gone out to a restaurant and
Accidentally.
Put it on the company
Guys,
card.
I was in the New Food Director one time, and I had my only credit card was my ATM credit card, and I was like, oh, I can't drive away. So I just used my ATM credit card to reimburse. I'm like, I'm sorry, I needed publicity.
You turned out the day of that. There's some forgiveness if you.
She's like, seriously, like $4 and
I was just
50 cents. I'm
thinking
like,
if the card got hacked again or something, that somehow, it would not come back to you as any kind of responsibility for.
Yeah, what I did was, so this was at like 8 o'clock at night, and when I came to work the next day, the first thing I do is I let the city comptroller know, and, she handled it right away, so.
Should we have a card?
I got a new card within probably 5 days.
That's pretty
Nice.
Okay. Yeah, that was my only worry. If your name was on it, then there'd be some liability for you.
Well, all right, we have a first and second. Is there any other discussion pertaining to the credit card policy? If not, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Opposed, the same sign. Seems the ayes have it, motion carries. Moves down to volunteer policy, which Lisa brought up earlier one way or another.
Yeah, we made some amendments to this, and this is the final version. And I had some clarification questions for the committee, specifically if they were, let's see, on page 2. Sorry, not paginated. Sorry, Emily. Page 2 at the second paragraph. I just wanted to clarify that is what we want. The last sentence in that second paragraph. So, any volunteer or volunteer applicant who is found to be a convicted sex offender or to have been convicted of a violent crime in the last 5 years will not be eligible to serve in that capacity. So, I wanted to make sure that 5 years and that violent crime were, because yes, we did have one come back. We did have a background check come back positive. It was longer than, it was not a violent crime, and it was longer than, it was not a sex offense, and it was more than 10 years ago. And the committee felt that was acceptable. I just wanted to make sure, because it never happened before. So
I believe in second chances, redemption.
yeah, and I assumed that, but it's just, we can write policies down, and then when it's time to apply them, sometimes they make people queasy. So.
No, I think that's reasonable.
And we have revised this a couple of times now, so I think we have done due diligence on background work. So with that being said, would someone like to make a motion to accept it as presented?
I'll move to approve.
One.
I'll second.
So we got a first and second. Any further discussion? See none, all in favor, signify by
Oh, I did have one follow-up. I noticed it just says we reviewed 11/16/2023. Would that now be,
I'll get that changed.
updated to,
Revised.
revised?
fantastic. All right, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
have a foundation meeting on the 4th of this month. We are asked to see if individuals have joined the board. As the board member would like to be, I think it allows for 7 to 9 folks. That number is escaping me. But currently, 3 members at large, the board president, and things like that. So, seeing that again, more members, I believe at least 1 or 2 of them have accepted. One more might be taking it into consideration. I think it's probably reported back to me there. In that meeting, we talked about the potentiality of the private study rooms, things of that nature there. We had a presentation from the company that provides a pretty good product, and I believe we did approve that measure as well. I believe we're going to pull it up here for us to peruse. They have both single person and 2 individual, or 2 potentially more individual private study rooms. I believe the board was kind of piloting a project of 1 single use to see how that goes and what the potentiality.
I saw these.
Yes.
Yeah.
I went back to my old college, Bradley, and they had these booths. That's precisely what it looked like, a single booth. It was very nice, pretty soundproof. However,
Claustrophobic.
theirs were placed literally in the middle of the floor, and it was very odd. And no one could see you. And it's just like in the middle of the
You're
floor.
like zoo animals.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Because you can see in the front. So I would not recommend that placement, but other than that, it was very nice.
We get a lot of requests for, I need some place to, people come for job interviews, and, they're either taking up like the entire computer lab, or, so.
Yeah.
Also, there's some, although some staff have told me that these would be much more useful, so, I don't know.
A
But,
2-person one?
yeah.
Are we looking at the ADA compliant ones?
We haven't made a call yet. They just gave us we're looking at this size. I think this can be made ADA compliant. That was a question that came up, was it not, Carl, when we talked to the salesperson?
I don't recall. I know we had several questions about cell phone connectivity, Wi-Fi signal, things like that.
Because this can be, I think this can be brought down. This,
Yes.
yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I
Well-
don't think you're gonna have a wheelchair.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it looks like there's a lift that you have to go
Yeah.
over.
And that's worth exploring. I talked to Forsyth, because they have one, I heard they have one, they got the two-person one. Which,
I wouldn't be so claustrophobic.
It's not for me. I know that. But I mean, it's for somebody.
I mean, they said, I asked about their use when I was at Bradley, they said they get a ton of use. People really like them. So,
I like having like a room.
but that's a good question, and I will talk to the, I'll reach out to the salesperson, but I might actually see him at the PLA conference coming up.
But I believe it is slightly larger than a phone booth from a personal space standpoint. But they seem to be quite popular. It's several libraries throughout the state have them. This is an Illinois-based company, if I do recall correctly. And the safety concern was you would still be able to hear fire alarms and or announcements, I do believe, as well as it.
it's not that soundproof.
Yeah, yes, essentially a conversational level volume, things like that.
It's more soundproof from the outside than from the inside. I think I'm being clear
Yes,
about
yes,
that.
yes.
So,
And it's got outlets and everything in it so that people can,
yeah, we would have to put by a power source.
yeah.
And I think it makes sense to have a laptop or something in there too.
The biggest question that might require a potential policy change, though, presume not, would be the actual reservation aspect. We could have a policy about room reservation and things that issue there, but
And you just add it as a room.
yes, essentially. So there might not necessarily be a need to change it, but that was one of the points that was brought up in that meeting. So,
Good point.
but yeah, appreciate the foundation giving that due consideration. Rick, you have anything else to add, I guess?
They're broke, essentially. They've got a lot of non-liquid money, but they've got some money in an endowment that they can only access 15,000 of per year. So I'm hoping that they explore ways to get that money out of it.
They sent out a letter though.
Yes, and it was a successful campaign this year.
Oh, okay.
They did well, but they've committed funds and they're basically out of liquid cash.
Oh. I was hoping there'd be a really good turnout on that.
I'm not exactly sure what the average take-in or return is.
It was like 18,000, 19,000 this year, and that's better than usual. So.
And yes, the endowment isn't doing more than that. It's just a matter of getting access. Yes. All right, any other questions pertaining to that? If not, we will move down into the Friends Board. Unfortunately, Smith is not here. Probably lean upon to.
There was one request, and that was for
Jerry Claire, Marvel illustrator. And he is going to come and do two things, a workshop for tweens and teens, and then a presentation for the whole family.
and they're still working on the strategic plan.
Currently don't have a report from the Illinois Department of the Library System. As I recall from last meeting, Smith is no longer on that board.
Correct.
So if someone that's interested in participating in that, availability is definitely a component of it, but we'd love to have you. Now we'll move down into old business, which there is not currently, unless we have something to mention. And we'll move down into new business, which includes the February check register and vendor report.
Give me a credit card, what do I?
Right here. Got it right here.
So yeah, we didn't have a finance committee for our normal individuals to question and employees to what it is.
Anthropic is Claude, our AI.
Oh.
You don't listen to podcasts and
The
hear them
Anthropic.
talk about that every commercial? God.
We've got, I think,
Listen.
6 of us that have access to it. Okay. That's the annual fee.
No, mine's like Squarespace or something.
Hold on, I had one, I just gotta find it, where to go.
Oh, I was gonna ask about Polycade. I don't remember seeing that
Yeah, so
before.
that's, I think that's those,
That was exactly it,
Oh.
Paul.
it's in the new gaming room, and we can take a look afterwards if you want. I think that's those plastic containers that the consoles go in.
Oh, okay. I just never remembered seeing that. Or so it's a one-time purchase.
Yeah, and
okay.
it's a foundation paid.
Yeah.
Anthropic is on the credit card.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not, and that's just it. The stuff that gets paid for on the credit card doesn't show up on the check register. It only shows up on the check request that we send over.
Well, anyone has more questions? Is there a section for that then?
No, she found it.
No.
It's not those, but it's some kind of gaming thing. So I'm showing something that looks like this, but I haven't seen that in the library, so
Nice.
I'll have to ask Chris about that.
All right, well, it is a financial vote, so we have to go individually. So one, this is start with the motion.
Yeah.
So the motion to accept the
I move to approve the financials as submitted.
first.
I'll second.
And there's a second. Any more discussion? Some discussion, we'll start down there, not the bottom of the table, but down there. Ash.
Aye.
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 Aye. So, ayes. Just a quick visual math there. All right, budget actuals, which is.
So there's not a lot to glean from, 2 months worth of data.
Yeah.
But I will say that, we've got, I think there's gonna be some potential cash flow issues again. I've got a request for a CFO to have a conversation. And we did again, and this was our bad. This wasn't something city finance did. This is our bad. We did the same thing we did last year that led to, at least in part, to some cash flow issues. Doesn't change the bottom line at all, but we made that deposit with Hoopla for a drawdown of our entire per capita grant, and I did not want to do that this year, so we've had a talk, and it won't happen next year. But keep in mind, that's not a $100,000 turnaround, even on cash flow, because we still would have been paying something to them every month.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, again, it looks like we're ahead of schedule on personnel, but that's because we had a 2 paycheck month. A 3 paycheck month. I'm happy to answer any questions, but there's really not much I can tell yet from any of this stuff, except that we're gonna hit some cash flow issues.
Yeah, I was kind of looking at the numbers and wondering about that. Because when should we get our first property tax?
June, July, when you start paying.
They're pretty quick in getting, yeah, they're pretty quick in getting, I couldn't remember from.
Well, they haven't been consistent as they used to be.
Last year was better than expected.
Yes, it was.
At least from a disbursement aspect of things.
So, and I don't know what that levy was for this year either, whether, I never got follow-up, but you remember me telling you guys that we levied for 102.04% of the budget, year after year after year after year, and then suddenly it was 98%, 98.5%, and then last year it was 100%. Well, that's still not, to me, that still doesn't make sense, because you're not going to get all of it. So I don't know. I have expressed that to those who actually do the levy over at the city, and I haven't gotten any. They're still searching for a CFO. They're still searching for a deputy director. And there's been a lot of turnover in the finance department, period, which has led to, guys, bills aren't getting paid on time, like regularly. Luckily, most places aren't charging us any kind of late fee. That's not anything on us. We're getting our requests over. It's just not getting done. They've moved somebody into an old position. She'll get it paid on time, okay? Because I worked with her for years, and as long as you get it there by Tuesday at 11 a.m., if you get it by there at Tuesday at 11:01, it ain't getting paid. But if you get there before, she will get it paid. So
She runs it tight,
very tight. And every once in a while, she's done a favor for me, and she always says, "Mr. Meyer, you don't ask many favors of me, so when you ask a favor of me, I give it to you."
I like this lady. What's her lady?
She always, I tried for years to get her to call me Rick. She calls me Mr. Meyer. So.
They're pushing the job. I see it all the time.
Yeah, and Greg has agreed to stay as long as he is needed, but insists he is retired, and so. But there's just a lot of churn right now. There's a lot of churn over there, and it's been frustrating for us too. And hopefully it'll smooth out soon because it's been a lot.
How soon will we know if there's going to be a cash flow problem? Are we talking?
I think I can confidently say now that there's going to be a cash flow problem.
And the city will bridge it for us for.
That's what I want to have the conversation.
Station with. Oh, okay.
I guess maybe more right win in this site.
Okay, yeah, it'll be probably, you think April? I'm thinking May probably, but,
$900,000 in expenses and $800,000 in the bank, that gives me less than 2 months.
yeah.
Puts us sometime in April,
Yeah.
maybe May.
And,
Obviously, we had, heavy upfront with the hoopla
Yeah.
bill,
but that, yeah, that's just part of it, and it's gonna depend on,
Maybe two
we
days.
had a pretty good, our first PPRT receipt was pretty good, better than expected, so that can make a difference too.
Everybody outside, wash the cars anyway.
Um,
When's our second, yeah, when's our second repatient month? That's probably not till fall.
I haven't looked, to be honest with you. And the other thing to keep in mind is, one of the other things I want to have a talk with Mr. Zatara about is, they're giving us 289,000 this year, and we haven't seen any of that yet.
Aw.
So,
There we go.
normally,
Right
we get all their revenues
there. Up front.
1/12 every month. And that has not happened, so anyway.
Yeah, maybe that.
What kind of foundation reimbursements are we looking at for these expenses? 20,000, 50,000?
They're pretty caught up. We might have another 10 grand coming, but they're pretty caught up. And Friends are pretty caught up right now too, so they had told us they were gonna start giving us their money in advance. They voted to do it, we still haven't seen a check. So, they were gonna give us 10,000 a quarter in advance, and the first quarter ends in 12 days. But that's, that's a few $1,000.
And as it relates to it, I believe the city itself passes its budget in October, is that correct?
Is that?
I believe the city passes their budget in October usually, so when it comes to everything that's been discussed in the past, AOAS campaign, things like that is, I guess that's kind of a visual timeline to take into consideration. We do have a new city manager, everything Rick just spoke to, they don't exactly have everybody in line from a position standpoint, but the bottom line is still the bottom line when it comes to where the financial position of the library is, or will be going forward in the future.
And have I talked to the group about my meeting with Ms. Holland? I know I talked to you.
We've got at least like twice, myself, we meet quite frequently, Rick. So, yes, you'd like to update.
So we had, I think, I'm cautiously optimistic. I didn't have to explain the issues to her. She gets it. She's someone, also, I don't have to, explain the purpose and importance of the public library to her. She seems to grasp that pretty well too. We talked about, we threw around a few ideas to help us out of this fiscal crisis. This comes up every few years. What if you guys became a district library?
Fun ideas, Rick.
Okay. So it's something that we can talk through as a board. I don't think we can talk it through tonight, but I will give you the pros and cons of that. Off the top of my head, I don't know if we could write the referendum in such a way that we wouldn't lose money right off the bat, because the top millage rate is 0.15, and we're at 0.2829, something like that right now, because the city extends their home rule powers to us. So that's my biggest concern. The other is, are we going to be able to afford? Maybe, who knows, in some ways, some things might be cheaper, but, health insurance. We're going to get health insurance for a pool of 30. And now, all that said, she said we could still probably work together through an IGA on something, an intergovernmental agreement on some things. So they could still provide us with HR services. They could still provide us with, so that's not impossible. 2 of you would be gone because district library boards are 7, or boards of 7, and that you have to stand for election. They are elected boards, but the positive is you you imposed the levy. We can talk in more detail about it at another time, but that's one thing she asked about. And it's not a slam dunk in any way, shape, or form. Might it be able to help? Yes. But it's not a slam dunk. She talked about, well, I mean, where we left it is she said that she was going to try to schedule a half a day or so with Mr. Centera to do a deep dive on library finances. And then get back in touch with me. The three of us could sit down, Mr. Centera, Ms. Holland, and I could sit down, have a discussion, an initial discussion about some potential solutions, and then have another discussion where we're bringing in mayor and board president or some representative of the board and go from there. So that was 3-ish weeks ago, and so far I haven't heard anything. It was a good conversation, and she, you know, just for the record, she said, cities in the same boat. You know, they're running at a deficit budget also, and it's, you know, it's not a pretty situation. But we're, in my view, City of Decatur kind of shooting yourself in the foot on this because they're not even capturing the growth of the EAV. So I thought it was a good meeting. I felt good about it. Is there anything that you remember that when I initially talked to you about it that I'm leaving out now?
No, I think that's the summation of it. I think VR, for those that are on the VR committee, that was brought up there as well. So no, unless you guys remember something else, I believe that was pretty much the basis of such. So,
when we did discuss the potential, maybe there are other non-property tax ways to either through reduction of cost or, you know, there's nothing that, yes, in Illinois statute says that we should be property tax based, but it doesn't mean, it does not say, it says that the municipal body should impose a tax or taxes to support the library. So we could be a part of other taxes as well. I know the mayor mentioned I think the push tax and the liquor tax when we talked to her last year as a potential possibility. So there are other potential streams of revenue that we could latch onto that are less controversial.
David Warren had mentioned one too.
Yeah.
pilot funds, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, he thought, you know, well, pilot and also potentially maybe cut some of the costs of the allocations that we're up to, if you don't include health insurance, you know, $300,000-ish a year that we're paying the city for services that they provide for us. So, yeah, I mean, overall, I left feeling cautiously optimistic. I mean, I'll just say she didn't have her guard up, you know, and there was a detectable personality there.
You didn't want them to know right off the bat.
It was
an open one.
it was a discussion, you know, and a lot of times I sit down and you can tell, well, I'm not getting anywhere today. And that, you know, that wasn't the case, so.
Well, I guess we could say we as a library look forward to a healthy working relationship with the mayor.
Absolutely, looking forward to it.
Nothing else to add to that. Other discussion would be technically the last matter of business under new business. I presume there's nothing on Rick here that you'd like to bring up? Anyone board-wise?
I've gotten a lot of push about why don't we have, like Libby, people that it's expensive, funded, but I know plenty of people feel like they would love for us to have that, so.
It's not really that crazy.
Yeah, our actually, the usage went, when we got rid of it, our overall electronic usage went through the roof. When we kind of forced people onto HOOPA, the the usage went up. We heard, trust me, I heard pushback for a long time.
I'm getting it from, people who have access to Forsyth Library and Rhode Island Library.
Okay, I have a dumb question about Libby. We have like agreements with all these libraries, right? Can we use our Decatur Public Library card to rent through those libraries in Libby? Can't do that?
No.
The thing with
Okay,
Libby
you're right.
was we were part of a legacy consortium of like 25 to 28 libraries that we used it together. We just wouldn't move from that. Problem is that we're the largest of the libraries
So
on
we're
that
providing
legacy.
all the content
Gotcha.
and Warrensburg and
Feeding them,
Maroa
right?
and.
You baby birding these folks.
And they're getting the usage out of it. And you can't have multiple users at the same time with Libby.
They're like Netflix.
It's one person at a time. When the book's checked out, it's
So,
checked out.
and you have to pay for the platform to use it.
Yeah, it's
My only crank is on, what do we got now? I don't listen to audiobooks. I don't listen to it.
I'm with you.
I don't
What?
listen, I listen to
The ebook
podcasts.
selection
I
is
used to.
very, very small.
I do read
Very
ebooks. That's the
it's
only.
huge. It's just not big five publishers.
Yeah. When I look at my Goodreads list and I compare it with my available ebooks, there's about one for every 20.
I will forward you guys some legislative action, a call to action. There's some legislation in front of the General Assembly about price gouging from ebook publishers.
Yeah.
So if you want to go and sign a witness slip, I will send you a call to action.
I think I listened to 4
So
audiobooks.
which assembly are we talking about here? Just an
No.
hour drive? Okay, yeah. It's like, this is an hour drive or a flight?
Oh, you can do it. I signed a witness slip today at my desk. So, I mean, you can do,
And I guess the question's kind of been answered. It's been a minute since I've heard Libby referred to. What are the distinguishing factors between Libby and Hoopla? And so,
Hoopla Flex is Libby. Hoopla Instant is that over 2 million items available,
We-
24/7 streaming download.
we can now add a lot of that big five stuff, but it's slow building the library. So, but it's the same way with Libby. We would have to buy the stuff one at a time.
So you pay over $100, but you get 26 uses.
Yeah, there's times where
Bam!
we're paying way more than the consumer. Way
And
more.
then you have to buy it again for over $100.
So get your
for
shorts
26
out, because we're gonna
uses.
be cleaning some cars, man.
Yeah.
So and Hoopla is on a pay-per-use.
Hoopla Instant is
Hoopla
paid
Instant is
for.
pay-per-use.
So the other ones, we pay a whole bunch and then we hope it gets used.
We pay more than
4 times as expensive as a book.
we pay. Not always, but yeah.
If you buy a print book for, say, $35, that's aiming low, it can be checked out 200 times.
Right.
It doesn't work that way with,
And we don't pay the full price for print books, but we pay more than the consumer for ebooks.
And we get less use of it because we buy it once, but we might have to buy it 3 or 4 times if it's
Correct.
correct.
If it's very popular. Yeah. That was.
it's like we're doing it.
Yeah. So that's what this bill in front of the General Assembly is about. Here's the thing: it doesn't stand a chance in court because this is federal law. The Digital Millennial Copyright Act of 1999 or 2000 allows ebooks to be treated like software. So you can't download your operating system and then say, here, Emily, I'm done with this. You can have it now. Books are treated the same way. But the idea is, at the very least, we're raising awareness, and we think if we get enough states on board, maybe we can make a difference and get this changed. But there was a time, wasn't that long ago, that the big five publishers wouldn't sell books to libraries, ebooks to libraries at all. Period. Sorry, you can't have them. We're not letting you loan them. So we've made some progress, but still, now they're price gouging us, which is kind of the opposite of what we should be doing. We should be using our buying, our leverage to
drive those costs down. I mean, it's just, that's kind of basic economics, so yeah, we're getting screwed, in other words.
Libraries
Correct.
versus state publishers. So, yeah, so the bill is passing 99, it's, 27 years later, it's about time to update those books, but don't carry that down. There's no other business brought forward, we go ahead and motion to adjourn.
I will motion.
First.
I will second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Same sign. Motion carried, we are adjourned. So one update you all to some stuff. One, I'm going to be taking a leave of absence from the board.
Not allowed.
Sorry, that's our deal.
So, with that being said, I think it's prudent that I probably step down from the presidency in that time being. I've spoken to Samantha, our